To do this Easter egg, you have to shoot those eggs like that one at the back. There's 2 in this starting area and 2 in the next area. And once you shoot all 4 of them, as you're about to see in a few seconds here, you'll activate the Easter egg.
Go ahead and go plant this.
Anyway,
and I'll hit
in this
the
commentary I want to talk to you about something that's very personal to me. Something that I had to deal with when I started college, which was being depressed. And the difference between being depressed and actually having, you know, clinical depression. And for a lot of people that may be a no-brainer. It's just like, oh, well, you know, you have depression, you have a chemical imbalance in your brain. Well, not everybody understands that. Not everybody understands the difference or has the access to, you know, to all of these. What do you call them? To all of these professionals, you know. There's people who may live their lives without even seeing a mental health care professional, and that's fine. All you have to do really is know the difference. And that was something that I had to learn by myself. When I started off college, I was going, and this was what, back in the fall of 2009. So it's a long while ago. Something that affected me personally, that affected me a lot, which is why I'm talking about it. I was really sad. I was so sick. I went to see a mental health care professional, and they ended up telling me that I had clinical depression, when all I really had was I was just sad from a bad breakup.
That's why I like the mod.
Took some time to deal with that, and you know, I was fine. But I went to see a doctor, and they told me, oh, you should start taking Prozac, and you should start exercising, and you should start doing all these things. And that's great advice if you do have clinical depression. But in my case, I didn't. I was just sad. I was just like, I was really homesick. That was the main thing that did it, and there was some issues going on in my family that I had to deal with. I dealt with those things, and you know, I dealt with all this negativity at a very, I was 20, I would say. I was 20 years old when I was dealing with all these things. I'm 24 years old now, and I became a much more positive person out of all the things that I went through. You know, being depressed and kind of having to figure out on my own that I wasn't clinically depressed really helped me become the person that I am today, which is why my channel is what it is. My channel is a source of positivity. I want my channel to be that. There's so much negativity out in the world. There's so much crap out in the world. There's so much injustice out in the world that, you know, if somebody can see this and feel like they've identified even for just a second, well, that makes me feel great, because all I really needed back then was to be able to identify with someone so that I could keep living my life as I was before. You know, and again, the difference between clinical depression and depression is, if you're clinically depressed, you really do have an imbalance of chemicals, a chemical imbalance in your brain. If you're depressed, you're just sad, and you're gonna get over it. And you know, there's no cure for time. Time heals all wounds. It does. It really does. Anyway, I'm Abysmal Boss. Here's a short commentary on depression and how it has affected me, and also a quick tutorial on how to do the awakening Easter egg. If you like the idea of my channel, if you like what I'm doing, you know, feel free to come by and share my videos, or share my videos with your friends. Tell your friends about what I'm doing. Help me spread the positivity so that we can reach people, so that we can change people's lives. Sometimes all people are looking for is someone who they can identify with, and if you can identify with me, hey, I'm glad I made your day a better day. Anyway, I'm Abysmal Boss, here to remind you to have fun, and here to remind you to always feel good. Peace out.
Go over there. Go over there. I think it's slick, huh? Dog.
Fucking thing is a beast.